Good day, my fellow Russians. We are working on a Bally Kiss Pinball head. And what I'm going to show you to do is we're going to outfit it and detail it to bring it back to 1979 standards. We're going to put in all the aluminum detail. We're going to put in all the boards. We're going to put in a light board that we made from scratch. All this and a lot more to come. So, at the end of the day, I'm going to show you how we're going to go from this to this. Okay, everyone, I'm going to show you what tools and equipment we're going to need. A good knife. This is an Alpha knife made in Japan. These things are fantastic. Really strong. I love them. You need a tape measure. This is for actually cutting pieces of drywall. It's really handy. Good size. So it cuts things nice and square. And we're going to need the multimeter just for a second. This is roofing aluminum. They use it for flashing and things like that. But I picked it up at one of the big box stores. You need the multimeter to make sure it conducts electricity. Okay guys, here is the light board installed, and I'll show you really quickly how I did it. 3/4 inch piece of plywood, and the reason it's 3/4 inch is basically all the pop-outs of the game stick out about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, you can see that. So I need you to picture this. And I'll show you. We have a display roughly 3/4 of an inch out. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you up here. Back glass sits in this channel. And if I look here, so with the back glass in the game, just barely touches the displays. Okay? So again, the back glass sits here, goes up and down. And so this whole thing is recessed 3/4 of an inch back. So I'll show you. So that's fully seated, and there's 3/4 of an inch. That's all I did with this block. 3/4 of an inch from the bottom to the side, pushed back, all around. Okay? So that's how we got away without too much measuring for the light board. And it's in. Okay, so we're going to go through the exercise of putting in all the aluminum sheets that I cut, and we're going to put in the display, all the cards too. The game adjustment cards and all that stuff. We're going to print them off. We're going to cut them up. Hey guys, we're going to trim out the head now. We're going to do the aluminum plates that we cut out not too long ago. So here's what we're going to use as far as tools go. We're going to use a T50 stapler. I think you can see that. First things first, we're going to put the corner gables that we made in the last little episode. So the aluminum's a ground plane. All right, so what we need to do is when we put the boards in, we have to make sure that they touch the aluminum. See these holes here? These are where the stops are for the light board, and a couple of holes here. I think there we go. One here. This is where the hinge rides. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our aluminum pieces, just so I can see the holes, down. Now it's time to put the big piece.
So, one tack there. I want to make sure we get the full bottom, so it's just that.
Let's put the sides on and the top. Again, the trick with the sides is let's measure it. I just want to be touching these screw holes right here, because this is where the hinge goes. Okay, so I want some access, some visibility. All right. And it's the same deal here. Can you see this side? Okay, let's bring it over this thing. I just want this to kiss these two holes here. Okay? So we'll put the top on. This might look upside down. I'm just going to pull the sides out for a second, and I'm going to show you why. Okay. I think what this is for is, okay, you see the holes back here. Obviously these are for vents, right? Can you see? Yeah, you can see. So these are for vents on the game standing out. Now I think this shield was put here so that if people, whatever, put quarters or tried to put things from the back, this shield would prevent things from dropping in. Pretty ingenious, eh? And it's still allowed for ventilation through the top. Okay guys, let's get to putting the sides in now. What we're going to do is give it a quick measurement. Okay, actually that's good. Because what Bally did back in the day, instead of cutting off the excess, they just bent it. So we want to replicate that. Okay, so still have my hinge marks there. She's all trimmed out for now. Okay guys, real quick. Side, base, side, inner channel, board thingy, whatever you want to call it, ground. So this is where we are. Now we're going to find the board standoffs, and here's my collection. And then I'll show you the next step of installing all the driver boards, all that stuff in the head. Show you how I do it. Okay, fellow Russians, we're going to be putting the boards in now. What we're going to do is orient them and make sure all the brackets line up, so when we do put the boards in, we are good to go. So, using some scrap boards, this is the MPU, but the important part of the whole equation here is to affix the brackets that hold the MPU on. We're just going to put them loosely in place. Okay, this is the solenoid driver, same thing. Got the bracket on. Here's the lamp driver. Okay, this is one's tricky because it does have, you can tell the wing on here is facing out, but this wing is facing in, so we have a blind screw that we have to find. Okay, and then the soundboard. And then there's also the auxiliary driver board, which is this one. This is the one that's responsible for lighting up the Kiss in the head. This goes on the side. We're going to put this in after we put the lamp board in, just because there's a lot of wiring here. And I just want to make sure I orient this in the proper place. So we're just going to put this on the side for right now. Let's line these up. I'm going to try to move everything as much to the right as possible, because again, this is where the hinge is for the light board, and there's a lot of wiring. There's a lot of business that goes on here. And I'm also going to try to leave a space here, because this is where the main wiring loom goes through as well. So basically it kind of goes like this, shoots over to the power supply, which lives over here. But the main wiring harness from the playfield comes through here. So we need to be cognizant of leaving some space in here as well. So I'm going to push this to the farthest right that I possibly can. Okay, and then this one here. I think that looks good. Okay, and then the soundboard, we're going to shoot to put it right about here. And remember, the transformer power supply lives here, and that thing's a pretty bulky piece, so I want to make sure we leave enough room for that. What I like to use whenever I am drilling, I'll call them pilot holes, instead of using a drill, I'm actually going to use, this is a sheet metal Robertson screw. Okay, these have a square head to them. I don't know if Canadians will be familiar with them. I don't know about our American friends, whether you've seen these or not. But what's good about them is, like, you can literally hang the thing upside down and it'll hold on. Anyway, enough about that. So what we're going to do, there's no going back. Once you put a hole in it, you got a hole in it. So, okay. These will not be the final screws. We are going to use the Phillips. But again, because these things hold on really well. Oh. Look at that. Held on pretty good. Okay, well, I guess, you know what, I'll bring you back, but that's basically what we're going to do for now. And the next step is going to be putting in the light board. And that's the light board we made from scratch in another episode. That one's going to be a 4-parter. And the reason I have to do them in 4 parts is I'm only allowed, for whatever reason, I guess because I'm not a big player, I only have 15 minutes per video. So I have to make, if I have an hour video, I got to do it in 4 chunks. It's that simple, right? All right, so listen, I'll let you guys go. I'll finish doing this, and I will bring you back when we're ready to do the next step.